Alright, so around December of 2022, I went on a large losing streak, and eventually I just got tired of being so bad. So just like everyone else, I went to YouTube tutorials, and then I came across one of Spookalook's videos, and I got some advice on how to improve from a respected pro player named Apparently Jack.
Probing at the moment. Any other players could be that guy. Same for Genji. Oh, what a fire!
With the advice given, I actually ranked up from gold all the way to champ in just 2 months. So I want you to listen to what was said.
Find what is fun for you and do that, because you improve 10 times quicker at something when you're enjoying it. You'll be more creative, you're open-minded more, and stuff like that. So that's my two mentality tips. In terms of the actual game, I would say if you have 2 hours to play the game, I'd warm up for 10% of that, in free play. So that's like 10-12 minutes in free play. I would do 2v2 games for about 60% to 70%, and then I would do ones for the rest. And people will go, Jack, like, oh, you say always play ones, like, why are you not playing ones for 70%? Well, yeah, ones is important, but you can get bad habits if it's all you play. Ones is very important as long as you don't play all of it all the time. And now listen, you can have 2 weeks where you play majority of the games as ones. That'll work, but don't have 2 years of doing that. That's not going to work.
Some people I know are like 1v1, no way, never touching 1v1. Do you think you can get to really high levels and completely avoid 1v1?
Absolutely, yeah, you can. Like I said, what works for one player won't work for another. But I think that ones, looking at it from an objective standpoint, it is the best because you practice the most in it. You can be an amazing player, you can be the best player in the world without touching ones. It's just about what the average person needs, and I think the average player will improve the most from 1v1.
It's like thinking of it as the exception, not the rule, something like that. Right. Where it's some people have done it, but it's realistically, are you the exception?
Alright, so after I heard this, I wasted no time and hopped straight into ranked and played 1300 1v1 games throughout season 9. So I'm here to give you guys tips that help me rank up and improve to speed up your progression. Alright, so one of the first things I had to focus on in my ones games on improving would be my kickoffs. To keep it simple and sweet, for your kickoffs, all I want you to do is try to hit the ball dead center as possible. I don't care how you get to the ball, what variation of flips you do or kickoffs you do. Just try to hit the ball at dead center when you get to it. And also, I want you to save some boost. I would say to help you save some boost, depending on what kickoff you do. Once you're going supersonic, don't boost anymore. And once you get down to 15 boosts, 12 boosts around there, try not to use any boost. And the reason you want to save your boost, a lot of the times after kickoffs, you're going to have to challenge the next person to fight for the mid boost. So if you have more boost in the tank, you're going to get there a lot faster than the next person. And the next thing would be when he said find what's fun for you. I would say find a mechanic that you can pull off pretty consistent, that's pretty fun. For me, I was focusing on flicks. I was pretty interested in doing the Moxie flick. And while looking into the Moxie flicks, I started learning other flicks you can do. So I just started practicing pretty much every flick that is kind of possible. That's very easy, nothing very advanced like the breezy flick. The Moxie flick is kind of up there with the breezy flick as well. But it's after maybe 30 minutes practicing a day, you pull it off pretty consistently. I would say if you pick something that's grounded, like a mechanic that's grounded low 50s, dribble into a low 50 you can do. Even it's not that fun, but you kind of get the point. I would say pick something that's very easy to pull off and pretty low risk that you can find that's pretty fun for you. Another thing that helped me out was looking to cancel out all of my different type of overcommits, like over flipping. A lot of the time you're over flipping. You'll probably see something in this video when I overflip here. But I would say sometimes you don't need to overflip, because sometimes all you gotta do is just drive. You don't have to jump, you don't gotta move your car anyway, just drive. I would say people overflip when you're supersonic. When you're supersonic, you don't need to flip, you're going max speed already. Another overflip example, I would say would be when you're pitting yourself out of position and you have to kind of readjust where your car is at. That would be a great example. Another overcommit would be when you're doing boost over ball. An example for when you're overcommitting for boost over ball would be after kickoffs, when your opponent is probably starting to control the ball and then drive it towards your net. Instead, you choose to go for either your corner boost or your mid boost. Instead, all you have to do is grab your small pad. And another one would be a lot of the times you're probably flipping into your 50s when you do not need to. when all you have to do is just single jump into it, because when you single jump into it, to keep it very simple and basic, you're going to recover faster than a person that flipped. So when you recover faster, you have a higher chance to get possession over the ball next. Then the next thing I would say is like hesitation. That helped out a lot. Just trust your instinct, trust your gut feeling, right or wrong. You're going to slow down your progression if you like keep hesitating. I don't care if you're right or wrong, just go for whatever you're thinking about going for and just fully commit to it. And then maybe you watch the replay later on, and then you can kind of think about what you should have done. But in game, I would say don't think about what you should have done. Just think about what you're doing. I'm kind of still working on this now, and this is challenging. You want to challenge when they don't have like control over the ball, to keep it like very simple. Challenge when they don't have control over the ball, when they can't manipulate the ball. There are times when you're able to challenge when they have control over the ball, but it only works because they don't expect you to challenge there. Like I said, to keep it simple, you don't want to challenge when they have control over the ball, when they can manipulate the ball's momentum, and you want to challenge when they don't have control over the ball, when they can't manipulate the ball's momentum. And then this is still about challenging. You want to try to not save the ball at your goal line as much as possible. You want to look for opportunities to go for the ball and get possession before the ball reaches like your half. Not really your half, that's kind of over exaggerating, but near your goal line, near your net, you know, when it's dangerous, because it's easier to score when the ball is close to the goal versus when it's across the pitch. And the next thing I would say, just learn how to get soft touches and control the ball. If you control the ball, you pretty much control the game, unless your defense is just insanely great. But if you learn, I would say just keep practicing your soft touches. You don't want to be booming the ball across the pitch and continue giving them possession. You want to kind of lessen the time they have control over the ball. The more you have control over the ball, the less times they're able to score, you know what I'm saying? Another thing is getting comfortable on low boosts. Keep it simple. You don't always need to go for that corner boost. You don't always need to go for that mid boost. You can pick up 2 pads and you can score off of that, or you can save any shot off of that. That's all you need. If you can't do that, start putting yourself in positions on purpose to where you have to save a goal when you're on 12 boosts, or save a goal when you're on like 20 boosts. So then later on, when you're in that situation on accident, you already at home. You know what to do because you've been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing I would say is to not care about your rank. For some tips to help you not care about your rank, I would say when you get mad about losing, I would say don't forfeit, just keep playing and just try to have a goal outside of winning. Like try to have something that you want to improve on in the game. Like say if you want to improve your mentality, say when you're losing to like dumb stuff, because I get mad at losing about dumb stuff, try to work on improving your mentality there. The best way to not care about the best way to like, I would say to not care about your rank was just to like have a separate goal that you're trying to reach. If you're losing, then that means that you have something to improve on and something to learn. You're missing something that's getting you scored on and making you losing games. But I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if these tips were helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.